Hi there. Welcome to Entertainment as Tools for Sobriety. Hi, I'm Mark,
And I'm Marty.
and welcome to Stay in Your Lane. We are so thrilled to be doing a whole series on entertainment and how it can help you with your sobriety.
Right. I think it's just going to be fun
Yeah,
because it really just is another tool for
yeah,
the toolbox.
absolutely. So the first movie we selected is Brittany Runs a Marathon, and you can find that on Amazon. We gave a little teaser, so some of you probably have watched it, we hope.
Right.
If not, we're going to try not to give spoilers, but we're going to talk candidly about the movie, so there might be some.
Yeah. And just for those that didn't see the lead in, is that we're going to be discussing different movies that we've seen, different television series, things that are related to sobriety.
Right. So we're doing Brittany Runs a Marathon. We're doing
Uncle Frank,
Uncle Frank, Ted Lasso, the whole series, and
beautiful boy.
Beautiful Boy. Yeah, so we hope you can join us. We hope this is helpful. So we're going to dive right in.
And all these should be on platforms that are readily available for most people.
Correct. And
Yeah.
I'll put that in the show notes. I will make sure to put which platform you can find each section or selection we're talking about.
Yeah. And we picked Brittany Runs a Marathon because both of us loved it. This is our second time watching it.
Yes.
And I like what you had said about when you watch it the second time, you really pick up a lot of the nuances.
100%.
So it was great the first time around, but it's really worthy of a second watch.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And I can't believe, I'm a little over, or almost 2.5 years sober, and I can't believe how many, scenes, actually almost every scene dealt with something that I found as being something that could help me in my sobriety.
Absolutely. And it also brought back a lot of memories of different situations I put myself in, that people I surrounded myself in, right? Trying to
Right.
get comfy.
Oh, yes.
And we made pretty good notes. Actually, we made two sheets of notes.
Yes.
So we aren't going to go through every one of them, but it would be really interesting to hear if you also make notes and then put your notes in the comments on some of the stuff that you picked up.
Yeah, definitely let us know what you're thinking through this whole, series that we're doing, because we would love to hear how it personally helps you.
I think just in the opening scene alone, they nailed it, right? Where she's laying in bed and starting that morning after
Right.
a big night out. I've been there.
Yeah.
I know how that is to start a day like that, and it could really set you behind and set the tone for a good day.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And just that feeling of not having clarity and just waking up groggy. And, a hangover is the worst, especially when you're on this side of it.
Right. This is so true. And then my next scene, because it came up relatively after, was we're at work and her boss is touching on touchy topics.
Uh-huh.
And instead of respecting her boss's feelings and listening to her out, she's going to be humorous and tell jokes and everything to avoid having to feel responsible for herself.
So deflecting kind of anything that would go deep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I've been there.
Oh, heck yeah. I'm a jokester by nature. I use humor to get through a lot of difficult stuff.
Yes.
So in the midst of my drinking, I would deflect all of my messiness with humor. And a lot of times that humor was at other people's expense.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, so the humor that you have now compared to the humor you used then, can you tell a difference?
I think it's much more respectful. It's much more conscious. It's much more, I guess,
Is it wholehearted?
it's yeah, it's wholehearted. It's funny. It's witty. It's smart. It's not hurtful or demeaning or
Speaking from experience, because I've been the butt of his jokes when he was intoxicated and sober.
right.
I don't feel as though there's any hidden agenda.
Right.
It's just pure fun.
Oh yeah.
There's no jab involved other than the humor is fun.
Right.
Just to like.
Oh no, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear you say that. One of my favorite parts, and if I go too fast, let me know. But Brittany opens her fridge at one
You used to be
point.
very slow, so
Brittany opens her fridge at one point, and it's just a mess. And one of the things that I deal with in my coaching is cleaning up someone's life. And I think when we're in the midst of addiction, little areas of our life can get super messy, and just not having the time or attention to focus on that stuff. Her fridge was basically stale food and beer. So how can you live a healthy lifestyle with that?
if you think about it, I mean, before it got in the fridge, those were the choices that they made for nutrition.
Right.
So what we're seeing in the fridge is the byproduct of whatever is left over, right?
Right.
So it wasn't even the healthiest choices to start.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think that whoever the director, producer, I don't know how movies go, writer, they did a fantastic job because I really like the ping pong scene and how it just highlighted the dynamics of the conversation between the two friends, the friend's boyfriend, and how it's tit for tat. You
Going back and
serve
forth.
it, you serve it back. You serve it a little bit harder. You're both out to win, right? You're just not there supporting each other. It's competitive,
Right.
and I just love that scene.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was so powerful. And especially because it was a little bit heated. Brittany wasn't getting the support from her friend that she wanted, so they were each trying to, in a sense, one up each other on what they thought was right based on how Brittany should be living her life.
Right. Yeah, it's just so much there for me in that scene.
Oh yeah. One of the other kind of bigger picture things that resonated with me through the entire movie is there were a lot of scenes where Brittany and her friends were judging people, and I think that that judgment of others is really our self judgment in disguise. So when we're in the midst of our addiction, it's really easy to pick on other people's stuff that we've identified to cover up our own
Projecting.
insecurities. Yeah.
Right, projecting. And the big thing is that it, the misjudgment of people is so easy when you're wrapped up in it.
Oh,
When
yeah.
you're judging that person and you don't even know them,
Right.
and it's just like when I look back now, I mean, that was just the easy out for me.
Right.
I can totally relate to that.
It was superficial judgment too.
Yeah.
It was all based on perception.
Superficial, like really official. Superficial.
More than official.
Right, it's super.
Yes.
So I really think that there's so many good takeaways, right? It's hard to pick. The, we have
100 of them. Yeah.
But the other thing is the illusion that everybody else's life is perfect. And you don't see this in there. And, you draw all these conclusions based upon what you think a person is based upon what you know of them.
Right.
But that's only the surface unless you spend the time to really invest in finding out about that person and letting that person be themselves.
Right. Yeah, I think it's a huge lesson in vulnerability. And, the minute Brittany starts letting herself be vulnerable, she finds out that, other people are struggling with things just as big as what she is struggling with herself.
Absolutely. Yeah, I wanted to use that joke that she used when she went to the doctor's appointment, but I'm going to let them hear that. But I think that brings up the office visit was a really good using your addiction to as actually trying to manipulate others to support your addiction. Right, where she goes to the doctor and you'll see she's trying to control the situation there,
right,
in her prescription.
Exactly. And I think this is a good time to note too, they never come out and say that Brittany has a drinking problem in the movie, but they hit on so many behaviors and circumstances and experiences I think that we've all dealt with if we dealt with any kind of addiction, whether it be shopping, alcohol, food,
Sugar.
sex, drama, people. So that's what I love about the movie. It's not a movie saying Brittany's an alcoholic, but wait till you see, all of the great little behaviors they pick up on.
Well, think about this in your addiction days. How many people came out to you and said you're addicted?
Right.
Right? It's something we skirt around.
Yeah.
So that's a great observation. That was not even I'll give you kudos for that. You just pulled that one out.
Yes.
Right. So I think that overall the whole movie just is an eye opener. A lot of magnification. You know that when you're drinking and that it magnifies a lot of characteristics that you should really that aren't really yourself, right? And through alcohol and substance, you know, you have this feeling of freedom to say whatever you want at somebody else's expense,
Right.
And I know looking back, I've hurt a lot of feelings, and if you're watching this and I hurt your feelings, I'm sorry, and I think that's a big thing to be able to apologize.
Absolutely, yeah. Little did I know that this would be a making amends video, but I think that's so powerful. And I think the other thing that resonated with me in the movie is no matter where you're at right now in your life journey, in your sobriety journey, in whatever journey you're going through, all you need to do is take the first baby step. And if you take baby steps every single day, those baby steps are going to add up to something huge.
Like winning a marathon or running a marathon.
Like running a marathon, yeah. And Brittany had to start somewhere, and
Yeah.
I just think that is so amazing because we sometimes feel overwhelmed in any end goal, and we have to keep the end goal in focus, but we have to take baby steps to get there.
Yeah, I just think you're gonna like the characterization is awesome. The storyline it constantly is moving forward. It feels great. There's no dull moments.
Right.
There's no point where both you and I were teary eyed on the couch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it really pulls out the emotions that I think are helpful, especially if you're trying to stay sober, if you're trying to get sober. I mean, if you're just looking for a great movie too, maybe you're just watching the show because you like our show and
Yeah.
watch it.
Well, and I think too for healthy boundaries, it talks to so many little life skills that are just helpful whether you're suffering from an addiction or not, and that's what I love
Yeah.
about it.
It's great.
Yeah, it was really great. Anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. I think that we covered a lot, and I'm excited to see what people think about it after they're watching.
Yeah, let us know, please. Like we said earlier, let us know if you watch it. Let us know how you feel about this new little series. We're going to do this, like we said, for the topics and the shows we discussed earlier, but we're super excited to share it with you.
So once again, Brittany Runs a Marathon. It's on Amazon,
Yes.
and Mark will post the information.
Yes, I will post everything. So we'll see you guys soon.
Thanks for joining us. Remember to like and subscribe.
Bye-bye.